Thank you all for being here. Sorry I'm late. I had to drop the kids off at Tom Dolan Swim School. Lauren was busy with Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, so it was a crazy morning. Catholic Answers invited me today to talk about a new case for God. However, what I want to focus on are developments in philosophy of religion and defense of the Marvel Cinematic Universe and the existence of the multiverse. In 1941, Stan Lee published his first comic, Captain America Foils the Traitor's Revenge, and this was very emblematic of where philosophy of religion had been going since the 20th century. There was sort of this feeling in the comic book world, oh, well, Captain America is only for the common folk. It turns out that in the last 80-year period, we've seen a wonderful growth in the MCU. Fast forward to 2011, Marvel releases Captain America, the first Avenger. One reason for this is that you started to have work from Marvel philosophers like Kevin Feige and James Gunn. Unfortunately, Stan Lee passed away in 2020. His last words were, "The secularization of mainstream superheroes began to quickly unravel upon the release of Doctor Strange, the Multiverse of Madness. It became apparent to the philosophical profession that this movie displayed the realist Thanos were not outmatched naturalists in terms of the most valued standards of the Infinity Stones. The concept of a suit of armor around the world became accepted among academia almost overnight." So this is when I began to investigate the multiverse and the ontology of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I was going to Comic-Con cosplaying, finding spiders so they could bite me. So these are some of the arguments that I discovered in the past few years. First of all is the argument of textual variation. This comes up a lot when I'm defending the canon of the Marvel comics. The comic skeptic asked me which storyline is actually true, and my response is all of them. The beauty of the multiverse is that all these truths are true at the same time. We see this clearly in Spider-Man No Way Home. The Tobey Maguire or Andrew Garfield storylines were not rebooted or erased. It simply existed in another universe. Secondly is the, oh, that's not right. Let me just fix that. Okay. Secondly is the modal contingency ontological argument. I'm going to talk about possible worlds. A possible world is a dimension where evil Doctor Strange is doing something. It's possible that Thanos, a necessary being, exists. If it is possible Thanos exists, then Thanos exists in a possible world. If Thanos exists in one possible world, he exists in every possible world. The actual world is a possible world. Therefore, Thanos exists in the actual world. My last argument is the Iron Man's causal finitism. The question is, why wouldn't Doctor Strange just use the time stone to save Tony after the snap? The issue with this is causal chains must be finite, or they reach a paradox. I would say that if the past is infinite, it could only be infinite if Doctor Strange exists to prevent Iron Man from dying. Now, I would like a show of hands. DC or Marvel?
DC.
I'm going to kill you. It turns out that in the last 80-year period, we've seen a wonderful growth in the MCU. Fast forward to 2011, Marvel releases Captain America, the first Avenger.